welcome back to my channel. If you are returning and if you are new, welcome to you as well. This video is a part of the summer fruits playlist, and I'll talk a little bit more about that further on in the video. Let's just get crafting. For our first inspiration, we'll be using this inside drawer from one of the cubes from Dollar Tree and one of their planks, two of these mini vase from Woodpecker's Craft, 4 half beads, and I painted all of them white. And now I'm ready to add my color. This is orange and yellow daffodil from Folk Art. So I'm giving them 2 good coats. And here they are. I changed the orange to red candy apple because it wasn't what I wanted it to look like. So now I am painting the half beads. I placed them on a piece of painter's tape, turn the tape upside and just place the beads down on that and painted them with some white paint, dry, by using the heat gun. This napkin, I am going to use this. I'm just cutting out the fruits from the napkin, and I'm using some Mod Podge to apply that decoupage technique. You guys know I love that. I can't recall a video that I've ever done and not using some element of decoupage. But that's me. So after I place that down, I'm using some more Mod Podge to seal it and then to apply the rest along the surface. And then I flip that around, and here I'm adding some pineapple because we're doing a fruit video, right? And your fruits can be anything, whether it's the actual fruit, whether it's from a picture, whether it's graphic, whether it's, whether you drew it, as long as it resembles a fruit, we're good. So after I put that down, I'm just now adding some more Mod Podge, and I'm using the sponge to apply that. So it's the 1st of April, the best month of the year. Yesterday was Resurrection Sunday. How did you spend your Sunday? I went to church, and afterwards we spent the rest of the day with just me and my husband. So now that was done, I placed that aside, and then I took the plank, flipped it over, and I'm now gluing on the little half beads. That's going to be the base for our little planter. So I glued on the box, and now I'm gluing on the little vase. And I got this little ladder from Temu in a set of 10. I stained that, and then I glued it on. I'm just cutting off some little petals from this flower pick from my stash. I got these from Dollar Tree. And I'm just filling the vase, just cutting off as much as I can to fill the vase. And they're looking oh so cute. I love them already. And then when I was done with that, I thought it needed a little dimension. So I'm taking my ink pad and I'm just running that along the edge to distress it. Now I'm taking some butterflies from this set of transfers that I got from Amazon. I'm just rubbing those on. And here I'm just applying some little bees. I got these bees from Temu last year. And that's it for this one, guys. I did add Mod Podge to everything after I was done, but you'll see more of this in the final reveal. It's cute. This is the Summer Fruits Challenge hosted by Brenda from Rustic and Lace DIY, Amanda from 6 Kids and a Glue Gun, and the playlist filled with lots of inspiration that you are going to enjoy. So make sure you hop on down to my description box. I will leave links to their channels as well as the playlist so you can follow along when you get done watching my video. So for our second inspiration, this is a wooden cup. I got this from Woodpecker's Craft, and I also painted this white. So I'm just cutting out some more fruits from our napkin. Yes, the same sheet of napkin. Here I am just trying to figure out what part of the napkin that I wanted to use. And once I figured that out, I then took the scissors and cut that out. So now I'm just taking a little of the daffodil and some baby pink, also from Folk Art. and a little white, and I'm blending those together. And then I took the paintbrush and I'm just applying some light strokes right across the cup. And I did that on both sides. And I'm just going along the edge, just distressing it a little bit, making sure that I was removing all the excess because I didn't want it too heavy. Then I took the fine tip marker and I'm kind of giving the cup a rim so it doesn't look too flat. And I drew that in. And then to give the appearance that there is something in the cup, I took some more paint and just painted in that top section right there. And in this cup, we're enjoying some pink fruit tea. Okay, fruit tea. Use your imagination. Fruit tea is in this cup. Work with me, people, work with me. So I'm just going along and adding the fruits. I've added the melon, and then I'm gonna add the lemon and then the 2 pineapple pieces on either side. I'm using some Mod Podge to put on the surface, and I'm rubbing that in until it becomes tacky. So now we have our fruits on. I didn't like that I wasn't able to see them plainly, so I took the fine tip marker and just traced out the borders. And then this is double-sided, of course, so I flipped it over and I'm just gonna write something on here, and it says enjoy some sweet tea. And then I wrote that on and used the Sharpie and just went over that. I wanted to add further dimension to this, but rather than giving this a circular form like the other side, I just took this ruler and drew a straight line. And then went on with distressing this side as well using the same ink pad. And this is it, guys. I think afterwards, I didn't show this part, but off camera, I made a small bow, gingham bow, and glued that to the side where we have the fruits. And this is done. You will see more of this in the final reveal. Next up is this little house shape that I cut from a piece of scrap wood that I have. And I just took the sanding block and sanded it down. And then I painted it with 2 coats of antique white. And now it's all dry. I'm going to be adding roof to this piece of scrap wood. So I took a large craft stick, cut that down to the size that I wanted. And then here I go again with my same napkin, cutting out the pieces of fruits that I wanted to use for this one. I also cut one of those lemon graphic from this fabric I got from Walmart, and it's from the Waverly brand. So now I have all my fruits cut out. I removed the back ply from the napkin, and I'm using the sponge and some Mod Podge to apply that. That word sweet summer, I cut that from another napkin. I'm going to add that here as well. So as usual, I use my sponge, apply the Mod Podge, wait for it to get tacky, then put the napkin down, and then just use a sponge again to just further dab that in. And here I'm trimming down the word because I don't want too much of that white border on it. And then add the word sweet to the top. Use the heat gun to secure that in place. And then I added the word summer to the bottom. Next, I took some Mod Podge and just went over everything to seal it, and then the heat gun to dry. Now to further seal this, I placed the parchment paper over that and the heat gun just to make sure that everything was safe and secure. And this is what it looks like. Love it. I'll do something else with the other side, but for another DIY. The little pieces for the roof, I stained those with some Waverly Antique wax and used hot glue and wood glue to secure those. And for further stability, I just used a little more hot glue to just hold those two pieces together. And that's it for this one, guys. You'll see more of that in the final reveal. Now we're on to our fourth inspiration. This is another piece of scrap wood that I painted with some antique white and two of these wooden apples that came in a pack from Dollar Tree. And I'm going to be painting those using Candy Apple Red from Apple Barrel. I painted one side complete and the other side just halfway. And I did that for both of them. If you are new to my channel or coming over from the playlist, welcome. I'm so happy you joined me today. Here on my channel, I do DIYs on a budget and thrift flips. If you love budget-friendly DIYs like these and you have not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing and be sure to hit that notification bell. Hit it again and select all so YouTube notifies you whenever I upload new videos. I then took some shamrock green and painted the leaves. And now they're all dry. It's time to glue them on to our scrap wood, one on either side. And that is why I only painted half of one side, because I know that that part would be covered by the wood. And then here I go again, just writing on some sayings. And this is saying sweet summer. And once I used the fine tip marker, I went over that using the larger tip marker just to give it a bolder look. Next, I glued on the apples using some hot glue. I just used hot glue here. I did not use any wood glue. And then flipped it around and did the same thing for the other side. I wasn't sure what I was going to write on the other side, but then it came to me while I was still working on it. Now, as you can see, some parts of the under piece from the apple needed to be painted in, so I just took the red paint again and just painted that, being very careful not to get any of the red on the white. And you can avoid this by just making sure that when you are gluing down the apple, it is within the space of the scrap wood, so none of it would be hanging over. And then I took the white marker from Dollar Tree and I just made some little marks on the apple to give it a 3D look. I made two bows using baker's twine and just glued them on. And also to cover up that hole from the apple, I did use some hot glue to cover that as well. Now I decided what I was going to write on this side. So I took the marker again and I'm writing summer fruits. Because of course it's summer fruits, right? And to add a little bit more dimension, I took the yellow paint pen and just painted in a lemon and then added the leaves. And this one is done, guys. There it is. Let me know what you think in the final reveal. So we'll be turning these Easter eggs into strawberries. Now, initially I thought that I would just paint them and that would be it. So I'm using some of the same red paint that I used in the previous DIY. And I'm giving it one coat first and then dry it. And this is where my idea started to take shape. While I was drying it, I noticed that it started developing little bumps. You know, those little bumps on the strawberries? And I'm like, okay, this is cool. I've never seen anybody do this before. I've never seen this done this way before, but I'm working with it. So there it is. You can see as it's drying, the bumps are appearing, and I just kept applying heat and more heat, and the more heat I applied is the more noticeable the bumps got. So I did that until the foam started opening, and that wasn't a problem because I knew I could paint it over, give it another coat. And as you can see, the difference between the one that I'm working on and the one that's to the side. And this is exactly what I wanted. Look at how beautiful this is. Strawberries. There you have it. So I did the same thing to the other one until I got two of them. And I'm like, yes, this is exactly what I wanted. I've never seen anybody try this. If you have seen this before, let me know. But I was so happy when I saw the little bumps coming up. And I'm like, yeah, this is strawberry there. This is strawberry. I was so excited about my discovery. I almost made 6 of them, but I had to restrain myself. So to add stem and leaves, I'm cutting off the leaves from this vine garland. And even while I was doing this, it was all coming together. And once I had enough, I think I cut down 8 pieces. I then glued them on right around the top, right where I had pierced the foam so I could paint it. That part is going to be the stem. And I went all the way around until all the pieces were glued on. And here you have both of them. Now for the stem, I cut down 2 pieces of a flower pick and just added some hot glue to the end and just pierced that in the middle. And some of the leaves were hanging up too high, so I just used a little hot glue to keep them down. Now you don't have to do this part. This part is optional. You don't have to glue them down. You can leave them as is. And here are my strawberries, guys. I love them. For this one, this is the one you saw at the beginning of the video. This is not my original idea. I saw this on Pinterest, but I'm using these 2 pine cones and I'm turning them into pineapples. So I'm using some of the yellow paint to just paint or dab this on. These were in my stash. The tips were originally painted white, as you can see. So I'm just putting on as much paint just to cover that. And once I had both of them painted, I took this leaf from a pick, and to get the leaf a little stiff, I just applied some Mod Podge to that and used the heat to just stiffen it. I wanted them to be a little curly, so I wrapped them around the tip of the paintbrush to get them curly. And then once I did that, I cut them down into strips and then used the hot glue to glue them on at the top. Now where they were a little too long, I just cut them off and glued the top piece that I cut off into the stem. And this is so easy guys. But tell me if these don't look so much like pineapples. So when life gives you pine cones, you turn them into pineapples. Super cute. I had made these plastic Easter egg lemons last year, and I just decided to incorporate them into this video. They were opening, so I just used a little hot glue to glue them back together. Now we're here for the final reveal. Here are my tier 3 DIYs for this video, summer fruits. Let me know which one of these was your favorite. And I want to thank Brenda and Amanda for putting this playlist together and for having me join them. Don't forget to check out the host channels as well as the playlist. You will not be disappointed. There will be so much inspiration for summer that you can craft. But let me know which of mine was your favorite in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video and you have not yet subscribed, go ahead and do so before you leave. And for more budget-friendly content like this one, I suggest this video right here or this playlist. And don't forget to do all that YouTube stuff, like, share, comment. And I will leave you to enjoy the rest of the final reveal. But until my next one, stay safe, my friends, and catch you then. Bye.